Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a disassembly for you of this little guy right here. This is the Spyderco Tenacious Lightweight. Interesting piece. Not all that lightweight, but it's got the FRN on there, so why the heck not, right? We have two goals for today's disassembly. The first of those two goals is to move this damn clip, because tip-down carry is the incorrect answer, at least in my personal estimation. I know this is a matter of taste, and it is not a wrong answer, except tip down, which is the wrong answer. I know, fight me. In practice, though, so I'll make sure and I reinstall that clip properly when I do this. In practice, though, the other goal here is just take it apart, make sure everything's looking good, clean it up, etc. Take out the pivot here, and we've gone to T6 in the back here. That's fine. Little thread locker, not too bad. All the blue stuff. No argument there. Take that out, and this knife is rapidly trying to disassemble itself in my hand, and that's okay. There we go. Beautiful. Oof. That's some gumption. Looks like we've got ourselves a set of, we've got ourselves a stop pin falling out there. Okay, that's come loose. Phosphor bronze washers. Whoa there. Looks like we have two washers on each side. Okay, I just need to remember that. For some reason, they're using extra thin washers. I suspect we're actually going to do a lot of good for the action of this knife by doing this, because at the moment, the action's okay, and maybe that's being generous. But it looks like they've put this guy back together with something between white lithium grease and earwax. Not 100% sure which. But anyways, it's a thing. We will go ahead and remove that and put in a better lubrication. Speaking of better lubrication, if you're ever curious about the lubrication I'm using or any of the other tools I use to do my work here, go to nickshabazz.com/tools. And you will get a full listing of my tools, as well as a... well, that's actually all you'll get there, as well as a link to an Amazon store, I suppose. That could be a pro or a con, depending on your view on the Amazon. My view of which is very itself elaborate, nuanced, and full of suffering. Never buy knives on Amazon. I mean, okay, some people do it and they get away with it, but there's so much counterfeiting. It's just not a good idea. And especially in a world, and watches too, for that matter. I mean, don't get into watches, but even more so, don't get into buying them on Amazon, right? But nonetheless, there's so much counterfeiting on Amazon that it's very... And, you know, the thing is, even well-meaning retailers end up doing it, because what happens is some jackass buys themselves a brand new Spyderco PM2, takes it out of the box, replaces it with a fake, and then sends it back in the box and returns it. And considering how good the fakes are, it's very... And I mean good in terms of being deceptive at first glance, not in terms of not breaking apart at unopportune moments. But nonetheless, you will end up in a world of suffering if you do that. It's not a great approach. One thing to highlight here is that there is a D shape to this pivot, and so I need to make sure that that D shape is facing downwards to match the D shape in the opposite liner. So there is that. Doing that. Okay, next step is going to be to put on some lubrication. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some knife pivot lube right here. KPL, good stuff, generally speaking. And just drop that onto there. And rotate the washer to distribute evenly. A little bit between them, because why not? IMX on Shabazz. There we go. And just rotate, rotate, rotate the whole affair. I'm going to use this watch spring bar tool to do the rotation. Rotation of the whole affair. Okay, next step is going to be put a little bit of lubrication on the inside of the pivot hole. Can't hurt, might help. Put a little bit on the detent ball path right there. That should do the trick. We already have a little bit of lubrication bled through from the pivot on the other side, so I can go ahead and put that down there and then rotate, rotate, rotate. And a little bit here, and rotate, rotate, rotate. You can see these very, very thin phosphor bronze washes start to bend already. That's not great. Be honest with you there. That's part of the reason why super thin washers tend to be problematic. They're easier to hurt. Okay, now the D shape is not in precisely the right orientation. So what I'll do is I'll kind of use the blade itself to get that D shape into orientation. There we go. And we've popped everything roughly together. Good. Okay, we're popped. Life is good. Put this in place. Now I'm going to put things back together. Where is my T6? Here is my T6. Okay, good. Come here, thread locker. Use a little bit of thread locker here. And because I took these screws off in a certain order, that was excellent. And I put them in various different, trays within my mat over here. I know exactly where each one goes, so that makes things a little easier. Come off it. Don't fight me, you damn screw. I'm the human. I'll win this. We created you. Yeah. We created a lot of stuff we can't control, right? Anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and... That's not a topical commentary, by the way. Those theories are out there. They were a little crazy. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, except apparently on cable news. All right, moving on. That got a little political, but the truth shouldn't be political. But unfortunately it is, because every politician has their own truth. Well, every politician makes up their own truth. All right, hey, this is getting bad quickly. So we're taking apart a Spyderco here. Spyderco, that's right, Spyderco. Let's go ahead and put in the pivot here. It's a T8 screw. Tighten this down a little bit. Honestly, with the FRN on here, this kind of reminds me just aesthetically of a Mannix, which is interesting. A lot of design DNA here shared. I mean, of course it is. It's the same company, same designer, frankly, but I believe. Oh, is the Tenacious Sal or Eric? Is it tell us? No, it's not a maker's mark. Okay. Either way, is what it is. Okay. Okay, that's too tight. So let's loosen it up a little bit. No blade play, that's good. Centering is not great, but it didn't start off that amazing, so I'm not shocked here. Or did it? I should have double checked. My third disassembly for this small period of time between Zoom meetings in my life. Welcome to my world. All right. What I'm going to do now is just loosen up these back screws here to help take some of the tension out of the system. Okay, that did help my centering a bit, so I'll tighten this back up a little bit. Tightened. Tightened. Okay. Yeah, centering is still not amazing, but it's also a Chinese-made Spyderco, so, no one's super shocked. All right, this needs to go this way, so that's how I reinstall the clip. Go ahead and I'll just dip the clip here into the Loctite. I will put these guys into position here. And there we go. Tighten. And we tighten. And we tighten. There we go. Beautiful. This is interesting. What happens if I tighten the pivot more? Could it just be... Yeah, centering doesn't get any better. Okay. So I'll loosen the pivot back up a little bit. Let's go ahead and loosen. Oof. That centering is not amazing. put it very nicely. I'm going to go ahead and press the blade against the other side here as I center this, because sometimes, and these screws are starting to strip. Okay, I think that's as good as we're getting here, folks. Good God. Anyways, there you go. Hope this has been interesting to you and that you had yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Gotta do your best not to be too tenacious there, or you run the risk of hurting things a little further. So anyways, there you go. Have yourself a wonderful one. Bye now.